So I generally don't do channel updates on this channel, but with a lot going on surrounding battle analysis and a few other topics, I figured now is a good time to discuss sort of the future of battle analysis following the end of the Clone Wars, and a few other miscellaneous things, and just give you guys a brief update. I'm Colin, and this is Sci-Fi Deep Dive, kind of. Remember, if you enjoy my content, to head down below and hit that subscribe button. So let's just start with the elephant in the room, battle analysis. In battle analysis, we've been covering the Clone Wars. When I started doing battle analysis, that was actually one of the goals for the series. I wanted to cover the Clone Wars battle by battle from the beginning to the end of the conflict, focusing on each individual engagement and talking a little bit about the battles in context of the war as a whole, and kind of doing it with a little bit of a view of someone in the universe who doesn't really know about all the sort of puppeting going on behind the scenes from Palpatine. And I feel like I achieved that goal so far, and nearing the end of the war, the question becomes what's next for the series, because ultimately, battle analysis is something I really enjoy doing. But it's also worth mentioning that the battle analysis videos take a lot longer to edit, and are a lot more sort of resource intensive to put together. So going forward, battle analysis will no longer be a weekly upload. It'll be uploaded every other week. Every other Friday will be a battle analysis video, with the other Fridays being normal videos like what I upload on Tuesdays. This is more because my schedule is making it difficult to find time to actually edit the battle analysis videos every single week, so every other week seems like a much more manageable pace for those. Once again, there will still be videos every Friday, they'll just be more regular videos like what I upload every Tuesday. But what about the topics of battle analysis going forward? Because after all, we're reaching the end of the Clone Wars. We're in Revenge of the Sith now, and while I'm excited to cover the events that happened in the center of that movie that are dramatic and almost entirely simultaneous, I have to consider what battle analysis is going to be after the end of the war, what to cover next. And while I could bounce around covering things from a bunch of different science fiction topics and IPs, I would like to pick something very specific and focus on that. Now, my original plan was to follow up battle analysis with a breakdown covering the last 6 months of the Human Covenant War, basically week by week, and trying to do it as real-time as I can, with the battle analysis episodes being focused on engagements that occurred on those days in 2552. I was originally going to call this Project 2552, but due to some interesting political documents that were created a few years ago in the United States, Project and then a year is maybe not the best name format for something that is non-political at this moment. So I'm working on another title for that, but I would still like to do a little bit of a series focusing on the end of the Human Covenant War. But I would like to know what you guys think. Is that something that you'd be interested in seeing, covering the sort of last 6 months of the Human Covenant War, the Battle of Reach, the Battle of Installation 04, the Battles of Earth, the Battle of Installation 05, and the Battle of Installation 00? Or do you have something else you'd like to see covered in battle analysis, some other period in one science fiction franchise or another? Which brings me to the other non-battle analysis thing I wanted to discuss. Star Trek. A few months ago, I put out a video about the Kelvin and about the engagement between the Kelvin and the Narada, and asked you guys if you wanted me to make more Star Trek content. And overwhelmingly, I got responses saying, yes, make more Star Trek content, and it seems like everyone was in favor of that. Everyone except for Paramount, who were less than friendly to the 2 Star Trek videos I made, and made my life pretty difficult surrounding those videos. So, in the future, a few things for starters: there will be no more Star Trek battle analysis, because it's just easy pickings for copyright claims. That being said, I still will cover Star Trek occasionally in my regular videos, the Tuesday videos, but not nearly as frequently as I would have hoped, because, like I said, Paramount made it quite a pain to talk about Star Trek. I do not know how the channels that talk mainly about Trek get away with it, but unfortunately, at this time at least, it's a battle that just to me doesn't seem worth fighting. The other thing I've seen requested a lot are battle analysis videos based around battles from books or non-TV or movie sources. This is something I'd love to do, because there are definitely battles in books, particularly the battles in the original War of the Worlds, that I'd love to be able to demonstrate on screen in a very meaningful way. The problem with that is B-roll. In between the maps, I need something to show you guys, and so it becomes a little bit trickier. Now, I've played around with the idea of using clips from similar pieces of media as sort of a representation, and I'm sure you guys will see that eventually. But for now, I want you to know I'm hearing those requests, and I do have a little list going of things people have asked me to cover, but I've been so wrapped up in covering the Clone Wars and this week-to-week-to-week progression through the conflict that I haven't really had much time to focus on other topics in battle analysis. And right now, my goal is still getting to the end of the war and talking about the immediate aftermath of the conflict, because that's a very interesting period in Star Wars history that we're learning more about every day with the Bad Batch. So basically, I just wanted to give you guys an update, run down what's going on with battle analysis and what the future of that series is going to look like following the end of the Clone Wars. And I wanted to talk about the situation with Star Trek, because I know that was a discussion a few weeks ago, and every couple videos someone asks for a Star Trek topic or something. And I wanted to let you know, I hear you, I see you, I read most of the comments, but I don't know how feasible Star Trek is with Paramount's strict opinions on their own copyright. But yeah, I just want to thank you guys for the support you've given me. I really do enjoy making this content, and I just want to try to make the best content I can for you. If you have anything you'd like to see in future episodes of Battle Analysis, anything you think would be a good sort of group topic for me to jump into and cover in a series of videos following the end of the Clone Wars, please let me know down below in the comments. Do you like the idea of covering the end of the Human Covenant War from Halo, or do you have something else you'd really like to see? I want to know about it. And if you have any other thoughts or comments on things you'd like to see on this channel, please let me know down below. And last but not least, if you enjoyed this video, head down below, hit the like button, the subscribe button, and the bell icon so you get notified when I upload new videos. So for Sci-Fi Deep Dive, I'm Colin, and I will see you next time.